Hey everybody, it's Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft Game. It is super early on Tuesday morning, July 18th. I have jury duty, so we're doing this a little bit earlier than normal. Hopefully, I will disqualify myself from being impaneled. Fingers crossed. Big shout out to Jay Devlin this past weekend in the basketball tournament, aka TBT. They got blowed out, but at least he looked good doing it, wearing the Cinema Draft headband. Much appreciated. All right, so let's just jump into the weekend in review. Take a look at some call sheets. Why don't we? And you know what? Actually, we'll start a little bit off the board. What actually turned out being call sheet of the week. I'm a little bit proud of myself, to be honest with you, is mine. Yay! It's been a minute since I've been call sheet of the week. My that's actually for this week. My call sheet in the Gaffer is the one that nudged Michael Vellante by 0.32 points, and I just want to show you what turned out to be the most optimal call sheet on the weekend. And yeah, I was a little surprised to find out I had the hand score again this weekend. And when I got down to the Gaffer, because I tend to go in descending order from feature presentation, working my way down, it was a pleasant surprise to see myself nudge the formidable group chat champion this week, Michael Vellante. So just give you an idea what I had on that call sheet, because we generally cover just what's in the feature presentation, but since this was call sheet of the week, we'll deviate slightly from it. So basically, what ended up the strategy I took was a headliner stack of Woody Harrelson and Andy Serkis from War from Planet of the Apes. I had Zoe Kazan, the cheaper of the two headliners in The Big Sick. I had Claire Holt as my limited release punt, but a headliner from 47 meters down. I didn't see much value in limited release last weekend, so but the one I did get, I tried to maximize the points as possible. And then it was pretty much, just going all in on Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean made, actually, what did it do? Pirates of the Caribbean did weekend gross. There we go, 496,000, basically round up to $500,000 in box office. So basically, that's 5 points in platform release at 1 point per 100,000 per actor. And so I basically had a 1, 2, 3 out of 5 pack of Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think all I could afford left over was a non-headliner from Guardians of the Galaxy. And crucially, I had the headliner stack of Johnny Depp and Javier Bardem, and that was the difference. That's what helped me squeak on by the formidable Michael Vellante. Very, very close race in that one. The rest of the contest, as you'll see, like in the feature presentation, I think I got fourth, so respectable. And as we all know, I cannot win any money since this is my game, and and anytime I place in the money just goes right around me. So if I'm fourth place, then fifth place gets fourth place money, and everything gets bumped down one notch. So congratulations to all the winners, and most notably Michael Vellante. So his feature presentation call sheet, which is the exact same one he used for the Gaffer, had a similar construction. Our differentiation was he went in on Wish Upon, and I had some assertive feelings about Wish Upon and how I was fading it this week, because I felt like if I was the distributor, I would have opened it up in limited release, like 1,800 screens. I believe would have been its sweet spot, especially during a crowded summer box office season, especially for that genre. And distributors, they never listened to me. They've never heard of me. They went ahead, they stuck it on 2,250 screens. It just kind of did meh, 5.5 million essentially. And so you get kind of meh results. And so he did a headliner stack of Wish Upon, good for 7.66 points each. He had Claire Holt, headliner from 47 meters down. And we had a headliner stack of War for the Planet of the Apes. And then he also had a 5-pack of Pirates of the Caribbean, including the headliner stack of Johnny Depp and Javier Bardem. So we were aligned in that area, our point of differentiation was he spent the money on Wish Upon, whereas I spent my money, on, and you can see that this, about 16,000 he spent on Wish Upon. I spent the money on Zoe Kazan from the Big Sick, which, I mean, let's just call it what it was. We felt like it kind of underperformed. Only 2,800, only quote unquote 2,800 per screen. Although that would have been good for, what was that for? Yeah, okay, yeah. So only 2,800 screens. It was only good for 13th in per screen average this past weekend. I mean, I don't know. We couldn't have seen this come. I kind of expected it to do maybe 10 to 12,000 per screen. 12,000 per screen. I mean, it's a totally different story on 20. Well, what's the Big Sick? 25.97. I mean, well, okay. 12,000 per screen is probably asking a little bit much. So it would have been 31 million. but I fully expected something in the range of like 8,000 per screen. I can't remember what number I had that went out with, and still, which would have been 20 million, which would have made this a really good play. Instead, only 2,800 per screen. It's just too wide. But still, it still where it counted, especially as getting one headliner was kind of pricey, but it was worth it for Call Sheet of the Week. But did not do that in the feature presentation. So therefore, congratulations, Michael Vellante, for winning the feature presentation and group chat side bet. Damn it, I'm now on your whiteboard. I owe you $10. Okay, so the God of Cheese. He came in second with 200 points. Well done, God of Cheese. Actually, God of Cheese has quietly been coming on strong in the last few weeks. He's been had top 5 finishes. 1, 2, 3. So this would be his 4th week in a row, a top 5 finish in the feature presentation. Well done, TGC. So let's see. So what did he had? He had headliner stack of War for the Planet of the Apes. He had Zoe Kazan from the Big Sick. Headliner stack from the Hero, which was a bit of a wild card. We didn't have any screen count information on the Hero. It made me nervous. Turns out it was on 401 screens or something. Actually, was it 401? I think it was less than that. Was it on? Oh, this is per average. Weekend gross. Turns out the Hero was on 315 screens. So a little bit of a gamble, but paid off for him. And then he also had a 3-pack of the Mummy, including headliners Sophia Boutella and Steve Zissis, non-headliner from the house. So just off the pace by about 5 points. Congratulations, winner of $27.50 in the feature presentation. And overall, $56.50. Well played, sir. Well played. So enjoy your winnings. Let's see. Who else? The Roan. Just, what is that, bad math, 3.4 to 0.24 points, less than a quarter of a point off from second place money. Winner of 1875. The Roan, our OG from spreadsheet days. Good to see you in the top 3, my man. Let's see. War for the Planet of the Apes headliner stack. The Hero headliner stack. A Mahdi headliner stack. That's interesting. Actually, that's interesting because I believe Mahdi was only on. Okay, it was only on 99 screens, almost 2,500 per screen average, and yeah, so 246,000. So yeah, it did okay. It had some really big grosses. I think it did 7,000 per screen the weekend before, so I could see where that play made sense. Zoe Kazan from the Big Sick, you also took a swing at that one, and Javier Bardem as a headliner and David Wenham as a non-headliner from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and Steve Zissis from The House as a non-headliner. So well played. So I guess Mahdi ended up costing a little bit. I mean, you're still it's still a bit of a stars and scrubs construction with 50% of your call sheet being sucked up by War for the Planet of the Apes. Actually, 60% if you include Zoe Kazan from the Big Sick. So it wasn't a total waste of money, but Mahdi didn't perform quite enough for him to get second or first place money. Still a very solid call sheet. the Roan. Good to see you up in there. Let's see. And then my fourth place call sheet real quick. Similar type construction. War for the Planet of the Apes, Big Sick, Zoe Kazan. Okay. So my misstep was, so I was gambling on a Ghost Story. Let me tell you why real quick. The Ghost Story had some really, strong per screen averages, and I mean, it did. I mean, and actually, this week's per screen average, it did okay. Yeah, look at it. Fifth in per screen average at $6,772 per screen. The problem was it's only on 20 screens, so you're only getting like 135,000, or essentially 1.4 fantasy points, or I guess in case of headliners, you're only getting 1.96 fantasy points per headliner. Rooney Mara and Casey Affleck. That was my headliner stack. So that's what ended up costing me. It was worth a swing. I mean, it'd been getting. I mean, I don't know. It's what are you gonna do? It's only on 20 screens. It's worth a shot. I just want some exposure to it in case it did kind of break out. If you're doing a Stars and Scrubs, call sheet this weekend, where literally 62% of your budget's wrapped up into 3 actors, then you're gonna, I mean, I could have done worse. It's only 197.21, less than 10 points off the pace. And about less than 3 points at a second. So, not too bad. So that's what cost you points right there. Otherwise, fairly solid construction, 47 meters down. It's Claire Holt, Javier Bardem, plus 2 non-headliners from Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And rounding out the top 5, let's see, Ring Balls 22. The venerable Ring Balls. I believe he might be second in all-time money now. Good, or he's getting up there. I think he's made over $1,000 playing this game for free. Ring Balls 22. Keep up the good work. Okay, so let's see. So what do we got? Okay, so this is a call sheet I really liked, mostly because it did kind of hedge its bets. I really liked Spider-Man in its second weekend. I was honestly shocked, I tell you, that it dropped 61% in its second weekend. What was it? Spider-Man drop. Spider-Man drop was 62.2% second week, which is, I mean, it still made 10,000 per screen, so it's not hurting, but that's just bananas to me. It's such a great story. Everyone loves it. Everyone's satisfied by it. I saw it twice in a 3-day span. I'm quite honestly, I'm a little shocked, dismayed that it did so little in its second weekend. I mean, 44 million is nothing to sneeze at, but I honestly thought it was going to be in the 60s, which quite honestly would have made it the #1 movie of the weekend again this summer season. And I guess if you're not, Wonder Woman, you're not having, back-to-back weekends atop the box office. It's not what's going down this summer. All right, so he had War for the Planet of the Apes headliner Tom Holland, the cheaper of the 2 headliners in Spider-Man: Homecoming. A 4-pack of non-headliners in The Mummy. Kristen Wiig headlining Despicable Me 3. That's what I thought was a bit of a masterstroke, and he almost pulled it off. I mean, 27.1 points for his headliners, Despicable Me. It's late/early. In his third weekend, 19.36 points, so almost pulled it off. I still like the construction, a little bit out of the box thinking. And Steve Zissis, popular on the Scrubs side of your Stars and Scrubs construction, from the house. And a 2-pack from Guardians of the Galaxy, non-headliners, Sly Stallone and Palm Clementif from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So I love the strategy, love the outside the box thinking. Almost got you there. Still good 5th place money, or in this case, 4th place money, $12.50. Well done, sir. Well played. And keeping tradition with going a little bit outside the normal usual suspects, the call sheet of the week that we will take a look at, that slightly outsider but a long-time insider, Matt. That's the screen name, Matt. He's been playing for a while. 8th place, 162.5 points. Congratulations, making the money. And he's an OG almost. I mean, he wasn't there for the spreadsheet days, but he's been with us almost since the beginning. So congratulations, Matt. Love seeing you sneak into the money. So what did he have on his call sheet? He believed in Spider-Man like I did. I don't know if he listened to the podcast or not, or just went with his gut, but he had the headliner stack of Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. in Spider-Man. He also went all in, or well, no, he went with a headliner stack on Ghost Story. The Little Hours he went with, which also was a bit of a mystery going into this weekend. Weren't quite sure how many screens is going to be on The Little Hours. The Little Hours. Only 2,300 per screen, 2,700 per screen. A little disappointing. On 105 screens, 292,000 or 2.92 fantasy points. So didn't quite do what we thought it'd do. I think it was doing like 5,000 or 6,000 per week last week, or per screen last week. So I understand that strategy. I approve of that strategy. Just didn't work out for you this week. The hero, once again, a bit of a gamble with the uncertainty of the amount of screens is going to be on. He did a headliner stack from that. Sam Elliott and Laura Prepon. Will Ferrell headlining The House, 4.84 points. And Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt headlining that. So basically, and then Gal Gadot from Wonder Woman. That probably was his priciest misstep at 11,000. It only got you 9.52 points. You could have taken that same 11,000 and change. Maybe if you could have taken the 11,000, maybe gotten off of Dave Franco in The Little Hours, or actually gotten off of Will Ferrell in The House. I mean, he needed a limited release. He probably could have, gone. He probably could have stepped down to Claire Holt from 47 meters down. Sorry, it's late, and used those savings at about 1,200 in savings. And gotten off of Gal Gadot. As much as I love me some Gal Gadot, she is genetic perfection. She is the business. You could have gotten off of her to get some extra points, to save some salary and gotten some extra points by going with Zoe Kazan, the Big Sick. That probably would have helped his chances somewhat. But yeah, so I mean, still, it's different style thinking. I like the initiative going with the Spider-Man headliner stack. I think one of my call sheets had a Spider-Man headliner stack. Didn't quite work out for us there. I love the initiative, love the thinking, and congratulations, Matt. He got 8th place and essentially 7th place money with $3.75. Congratulations. Keep playing. Love it. Love seeing some of our OGs, get in there or in the money. Okay, so as I'm sorting some things out, I'm going to stall real quick and talk about. So what movie did I see this past weekend? I did see War for the Planet of the Apes. I did review it in the last podcast, and it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it fine. It's pretty good. It's about 20 minutes too long. It's not exactly what you think it is, but it's still a really good flick. I mean, it's being really well reviewed. I mean, some of the reviews were probably giving it a little too much credit, but I enjoyed it. It's good. It's good stuff. Definitely check it out. I think of the series, Dawn for the Planet of the Apes is the best, the most coherent story, the most propulsive story. Everything makes sense. You can kind of come into it cold and not having seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes in a while and really, really enjoy it. Okay, all right, so there we go. I bought myself some time. All right, so here we go. New talent pool, and check it out, y'all. We've added 5 more slots. So now we're with fingers crossed, getting our scoring issues under control for next weekend. We can only hope. I decided I was going to open it up a little bit more to avoid some duplication. There's so many great minds in the game that are coming with similar strategies, especially towards the top, that in order to encourage a little bit more differentiation, instead of having only 20 films in the talent pool, we are having 25. Yes. Okay. And so as you know, a lot of these are estimated screens in release because we tend not to get our screen count information till Wednesday or Thursday at Theater Lock, if we get it at all. Okay, so newcomers this week: Girls Trip, The Black Prince, which finally we have an Indian 3F. Very excited about this. The Black Prince. Matter of fact, this movie was it's off the radar a little bit. It's off the mainstream radar to the point where I actually had to physically enter the details for this movie, like the cast and everything of this movie, into the movie database, which is where we source all of our actor and movie information data from. Box office data we get from Box Office Mojo, but our movie data we get from tmdb.org, the movie database.org. It's a pretty cool site. They show you, and so for example, The Black Prince, you'll see, there we go. And so I have no idea, zero idea how many screens it's going to be on and stuff. But I actually ended up inputting all this most of this information. Oh yeah, there I am. cinemadraft@gmail.com. That's me. I entered the poster and the 10 actors, the full cast of crew and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So The Black Prince, the 3F. It stars Satinder Sartaaj. Who is Satinder Sartaaj? I couldn't have told you before Sunday or before Saturday, but let me tell you, he's a star of this movie. He is a pop star in India named, oh, dang it, I had his name for a second. He's called Sufi? No, he sings Sufi. Dang it. He's in, well, okay, maybe he doesn't have a name. I thought he had like some sort of like pop name, but I guess I was wrong. Anyways, I guess he's got a PhD in Sufi singing. Congratulations, Satinder. That's pretty cool. So he's an Indian Punjabi singer and songwriter. Gained fame with a hit song named Sai, and he's got a following among Punjabi Indians. Punjabi Indians. There we go. So anyway, he's the lead in this movie. A period piece apparently. Wow, look at that hair. And so I don't know. I kind of guessed it's going to be on 200 screens. I've seen zero box office data. I'm just kind of going with traditionally how they've rolled out. Maybe it might be 125 screens. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some more information as we get closer, and I'll try to do some independent digging between now and Theater Lock. But The Black Prince, excited. It's probably going to be platform release, a 3F, and we know Indian American films tend to do pretty well out here if there's any kind of star power. So the star power of Satinder might do it for some people. Dunkirk, the God, Christopher Nolan. Now I always thought this was kind of straight. Now I'm here for anything Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is damn near a certified genius when it comes to filmmaking. I mean, really smart guy, really thinks on things in a higher level, a higher plane. But this basically seems like a pretty straightforward historical fiction film. Look, god dang, 9.6. Wow, on 3,900 reviews. Okay, so people are ready for this movie. But yeah, I don't doubt him at all. It's going to be good. It's not my post-lock theater of the week. I think we all know what my post-lock theater of the week is, or it's not theater. My post-lock movie of the week is, and it's not going to require going all the way up to North Las Vegas to see it in a D-Box chair. It is Girls Trip. I'm just going to go to probably the Summerlin Red Rock Theater and check it out. Very excited for that movie. Girls Trip is going to be awesome and very funny. Malcolm D. Lee and the homies, the female homies, Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith, can't wait. But Dunkirk I find very interesting because it seems like a fairly straightforward historical fiction piece, D-Day, what have you. Most people know the story, but I mean, it's been hyped forever. We've been seeing ads about this since the Super Bowl. So, I mean, they've really laid the groundwork for this thing to do really well at the box office. So he's kind of like the front runner this weekend. But one of my guides to setting salaries, hsx.com, Eventual Wisdom over there thinks quote unquote only going to open to about 49.50 million each dollar on hsx.com, representing $1 million at the box office, of course. So Dunkirk opening weekend, $49.84 on Hollywood Stock Exchange, hsx.com. So if it's only going to do about 50 million, then it's going to put it right in the mix with third weekend of Spider-Man slash third weekend of Spider-Man. Valerian, the City of Thousand Planets, is opening pretty wide. That's gonna have a lot of special effects. HSX is a lot lower on that film. That one has it at go back, Valerian. Go back. That one has it opening about 22 million ish. That one I'm looking forward to seeing in like 3D, D-Box, whatever. That looks like, definitely 3D. That one looks like it's got like a lot of visuals and interesting stuff coming right at you. So I may check that out this weekend as well. It's gonna be a very busy weekend. I'm gonna see Girls Trip Thursday night. Maybe I might see, was it Friday? Maybe I'll see Dunkirk on Friday morning, Friday afternoon, North Las Vegas, and then maybe Saturday I'll go see Valerian or something. I mean, it's going to be, it's one of those weekends where you have to see, or you know what, I'm not going to do that. There are other ways you can see more movies at the same time. I'm not going to advocate for that since we are working, hopefully, with studios. But yes, I mean, it's definitely going to be a busy weekend for movie going for your boy. Okay, so that's last week's. So yeah, and then Landline, which is opening on 4 screens, strong cast of Jenny Slate and some others, and then also I think we added Our Time Will Come, another 3F that not a lot is known about. Let's see. So it's actually been out for a week. Our Time Will Come. Hold on. Let's find this. Our Time. There we go. Our Time Will Come. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, so this one, definitely be very careful. It's only on 16 screens. Looks like it's dropped 2 screens from the week before. Only did 20,000. Oh goodness, this is not good. So this one might miss the box office entirely. Like they might just pull it. So be careful. Tread lightly. Our time will come. Even if you're punting, just for the minimum, just be careful. This does not look good at all. But it's a Korean-based film. Chinese-based film. Yeah, I just thought I'd do more. If you look at it over the first weekend, 50,000, 2,800 per screen. Second weekend, only 1,200 per screen. So it looks like it's on its way out. Just be careful. It might not register at the box office at all. Matter of fact, yeah. So right here on my screen, I've got it tentatively at 50 screens. Estimated release. Nope. Let's change that. Our Time Will Come. Let's change that to, let's say, 10. That feels more right. So just be careful if it registers at all. And then honestly, that's going to be a bit of the that's going to be a little bit of the risk inherent with an expanded talent pool. Some movies just might not register. Some movies might be out entirely, might reduce their screen counts, might not show up at all until weekend actuals. So your sweat will truly be real throughout the weekend. But just be careful with Our Time Will Come. That's why it's pretty much almost uniformly min price at 5,000, 5,100 for your 2 headliners. Dunkirk, because we think I wouldn't say it's going to be crowded at the top, but it's not going to have like a huge box office advantage over, say, third weekend of Spider-Man or second weekend of Planet of the Apes. I mean, Planet of the Apes is being pretty well reviewed, 56 million. Let's say it, even if it loses 50%, 28 million. So I don't know. I put Dunkirk starting at 17,000, go up to 18,500 for Tom Hardy as one of your headliners. And then just in comparison, Spider-Man: Homecoming, 14,500 up to 17,000 for Robert Downey, which might be a little pricey going to its third weekend if it has another 50% plus drop. But War for the Planet of the Apes, 16,500 going up to 18,001 for Woody Harrelson. So if you're comparing headliners from the blockbusters, points per dollar, et cetera, you probably might want to go with Dunkirk. You're going to get more bang for your buck. You might actually, well, I mean, we'll get into this in the shot list on our weekly pod with the fam pod. Nicole Ward and Momo are back. Nick and Momo are back, so looking forward to that. We'll be taping that later on tonight, most likely, and being put up for your consumption Wednesday morning. Girls Trip, my beloved Girls Trip. We've got modest aims for it. If you check hsx.com to get an idea, they're not terribly high on it. They think it's going to do about 18 million. 18 million is not bad. I mean, you know, this thing isn't going to be budget worth a damn. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to. Actually, how much is Girls Trip? Do we think? Let's see. I wonder if they have a budget on Girls Trip. A budget on Girls Trip? Well, let's see. They do not have a budget on Girls Trip. I'd be shocked this thing costs more than, like, I don't know, 25, 30 million. I mean, Will Packer, veteran producer, started off with the Trois series. Ugh, terrible movies, but it's been a pleasure to watch him grow as a producer. He did This Christmas was a bit of a turning point in his career. He's done a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, Straight Outta Compton, excellent. The Ride Along series, that's great. Almost Christmas, not see that. I guess did okay. Takers, I think, yeah, that was fun. I mean, you know, he's got the rare, you know, solid mid-level producer range where his stuff just, you know, consistently makes between, you know, I mean, yeah, look at only $200 million movies to his credit. Think Like a Man, 91 million, so that's close. Right along to 91 million. You know, obviously caters towards black audiences. Not going to use the offensive urban audiences. I mean, you know, it's code word for black. Come on, you can say it. African American tends to program for African American audiences. He, I believe, is an alumnus of Florida A&M. Go Rattlers, HBCU love. I went to Morehouse myself. The House. So he's made a very. See, look at Trois. Oh my goodness, Trois. I mean in that movie though, I think they self-financed, so you know he made some money off that. So good for him. But so over the years, he Stomped the Yard was great. This Christmas is good. Obsessed with Beyonce and Idris. He's carved out a very cool niche for himself as just like, you know, I mean, he's that guy who consistently gets doubles. You know, doesn't get a ton of home runs. He's got a little pop. He's like a leadoff hitter. You know, he might get you, you know, 3 or 4 homers a year, but he just gets you doubles. He's quick. He'll get you a single and leg it out into a double, right? So he's constructed a really nice career of just, you know, of nice medium range, you know, hits, probably done for a price, you know, modestly budgeted, like Almost Christmas. Yeah, 17 million. You know, it shouldn't cost more than that. So something like a Girls Trip, even with all the promotion, really shouldn't cost you more than 25 million. So if we're going off for our multiple that we learned of what it takes for a movie to be profitable, 69.5 million will be more than profitable for this movie, and 69 million is pretty much like in his wheelhouse. You know, yeah, that's definitely possible. A movie like this could open up to about 20 million. Could leg out maybe 70 million at the box office, and he'll be in the black. So, you know, we're rooting for it. We know how I love Girls Trip. People in the group chat give me shit about Girls Trip. That's all right. My shoulders are broad. I can take it. Very excited for this movie. It looks funny as hell. Tiffany Haddish, it's Booty Hole. Can't wait. All right. Anyways, so those are some of the movies that are out. Some of the salaries we're looking at. Oh yeah, and wrap it up. Landline starting at 5,000, going up to 5,500 for Jenny Slate. That one seems like it's going to be interesting as far as IMDb. As far as it's set in 1995, back when there was such a thing as a landline, you know, pre-cell phones. God, that was a scary time. I was in high school / college. Actually, in 1995, I was a sophomore in college, I believe. So actually, sophomore going into my junior year in college. So yeah. Very, very heady times. Good cast, solid indie, bona fides. It expands, I believe, next weekend or the weekend after. So it's only on 4 screens this weekend. Yeah, so July 20. So it opens this weekend, but I think it'll expand more in the next couple weekends to come. Jenny Slate's, got a nice little indie career going for herself off of Saturday Night Live, where she was pretty much exposed to the world, dated Captain America, aka Chris Evans, and now is, I mean, that's a career resume or point or whatever, but they did meet on the set of Gifted, which is an excellent movie. And she's just consistently an indie darling, so more power to her. And Landline, only on 4 screens though, so just watch yourself there. I mean, and it could do some stuff like, I mean, I actually expect it's probably going to do about maybe 25, 30,000 per screen, but you're only looking at like 100,000, 150,000, so 1 point, 1.5 points. So just be careful there, even in a punt situation. And then Valerian, which I think we covered Valerian. Valerian starts at 11,400, goes up to 12,300 for your headliners. I think this has sleeper hit potential. It really depends. Actually, I mean, I hate doing this. People are really overblowing Rotten Tomatoes these days, and all Rotten Tomatoes is a critics aggregator. But people are really giving it a lot of cred and heft these days. I mean, it's just information to me. It's all information. Do with it what you will. But good Lord, 98% for Dunkirk on Rotten Tomatoes, 69% for Valerian. So that's interesting. Girls Trip. Can't see me now, but I'm doing a cabbage patch. 88%. Excited. Can't wait. But yeah, I mean, so if you're going to go see a movie, regardless of Rotten Tomatoes, you still go see it. I am definitely looking forward to seeing Girls Trip. Definitely looking forward to seeing Dunkirk, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So now you know what movies the critics are siding with you on. Oh, I hate ending a sentence with a preposition. That's the English degree in me. Anyways, let's bring this in for a landing. Thanks so much for listening, playing the game, spreading the word. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you send your friends to cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. The more people who play, the longer we can keep this game going. I'm telling you, we need people to play, so keep telling your friends. Follow us on all of our social media. Corporate blog is at medium.com/@cinemadraft. Subscribe, like, comment on iTunes and YouTube and SoundCloud and wherever you get your fine podcast from. Become an executive producer. Go find us on wefunder.com/cinemadraft. Get a piece of the action for as little as $100. Watch our trailer pitch video. Worked hard on it. It's very fun. Gives you an idea of the game. If you are still struggling, make sure you take advantage of our playlist of goodies on CinemaDraft. The quick start guide, including how to make a call sheet, your basic strategy guide, all the things that can make you successful in the CinemaDraft game. Our group chat, join it. It's free. Free advice. People who play in the group chat tend to win more money. So definitely join us in the group chat. And thanks, everybody, as always, for turning out and supporting and listening to the podcast and everything. We'll be back at you, I guess, tomorrow morning with the hour-long with the Fam Pod, Nick and Momo. And, between now and then, you've got a full day. Why don't you go see a movie or something?